Sega's jump into 3D wasn't a smooth run.
You have come a long way.
But it did give us some classics. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Sega Saturn games.
Sega Saturn.
For this list, we ranked our favorite games that were either Saturn exclusives or made their debut on the system simultaneously with another console. Therefore, late ports from other home consoles are out, although we've given leeway to arcade ports, since most Sega arcade games were built to promote the Saturn.
Wolverine win!
Rookie.
Number 10, Virtua Cop. When a cop investigating the crime syndicate EVL gets killed, it's up to you to take that syndicate down. Thankfully, you've got the tools you need to confront them, because you can plug in your remarkably precise Saturn Stunner light gun for hours of fast-paced blasting fun. Just don't get too carried away. Those idiotic civilians keep showing up and they stand right in your line of fire, and you'll get penalized if you knock one off. Number 9, Die Hard Arcade. This game doesn't have much to do with the movie, but that doesn't keep it from being action-packed fun. Whether you're using your fists, a pepper shaker, or an anti-tank cannon to face off waves of enemies, the frantic combat is still a blast. The quick-time events between the scenes vary the gameplay, but watch out, because if you fail a lot of them, you'll have to play through an extra action scene. Number 8, Radiant Silvergun. This game had a resurgence in popularity after it was re-released on the Xbox Live Arcade in 2011. But Saturn fans had known about its brilliance for quite some time. In the game's one-of-a-kind weapons mechanism, you can combine the 3 main guns to create 6 unique guns. You better learn to use them, because you won't find power-ups to help you, forcing you to plan accordingly and get strategic. Number 7, Guardian Heroes. Great games present the player with interesting choices, and this title offers a lot of them. You can play as 5 different characters, including unforgettable favorites like the mage Randy M. Green and his powerful magic spells. Not only that, but your actions affect the story and determine which of the awesome multiple endings you'll see. Whichever you end up with, the beautiful hand-drawn sprites and elaborate backdrops create a great experience. Number 6, X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
X-Men vs. Street Fighter!
The predecessor to the Marvel vs. Capcom games, which went on to become one of the most beloved set of fighting games in the history of gaming, this is the game that started the series off right.
Power drink.
It was also the first title to mix the gameplay of the Street Fighter series with tag team combat, allowing for awesome pairings like having Ryu and Wolverine fight side by side.
You win!
Number 5, Saturn Bomberman. Long before online gaming really took off, this title was letting gamers dial up their modems and take part in hilarious Bomberman mayhem with players from around the world. It doesn't skimp on the local multiplayer either. Yeah, you've seen 4 players on your couch for most other games, but can you fit 10 players in your living room around the same screen? Even in single player, the wide variety of levels will keep you blowing up stuff for hours. Number 4, Sega Rally Championship.
Easy left.
Rally driving really brings out how skillful you are as a driver, but thankfully it's nice that you have someone to help you navigate. That's why this racing game features a navigator who warns you about oncoming turns, like when there's a long medium right maybe.
Long, medium, right, maybe.
We also love the ability to race on different surfaces, like gravel and mud. And it was cool to see our car react to them, since this was one of the first titles to incorporate such a feature.
Caution, hairpin right.
Number 3, Panzer Dragoon Saga. The Panzer Dragoon series as a whole was an epic series for the Saturn, for deepening the game's on-rail shooting action by adding RPG elements to the mix. You fly around on a dragon, and the wonderfully complex morphing system lets it transform into hundreds of different forms. The game's hard to find, because Sega didn't release that many copies, but if you can find it at a decent price, it's well worth taking for a spin. Number 2. Virtua Fighter 2. The Saturn had a lot of great fighters, but its trademark fighting series is without question the very best. Its stunning graphics, for the time, showcased the best the console could offer, using awesome 3D visuals while other developers were still stuck in 2D. The beautiful animations are perfect for bringing to life the game's combat, which focuses more on realism than a lot of other popular fighting games. Before we get to our number 1, let's take a look at some honorable mentions.
We're gonna make it right. Dream of people we're powered by. Running at the speed of light. Just do it, just burning rage.
Number 1. Nights into Dreams. There are some cool games for the Saturn, but this 3D platformer soared to the top of our list almost unopposed. You help 2 children, as well as the titular Jester, fly through the game's beautiful dream world, made up of 2 parts, known as Nightopia and Nightmare. Along the way, you'll have to collect colorful spheres, known as Ideas, and face terrifying bosses like the Nightmare.
Well, it's not nice.
It's so good that Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto has stated on record that this is the one game that he regrets never having created. Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite Sega Saturn game? For more classic top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Thank you for your attention. Now you may return to the world as you know it.